Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Zone to Speak podcast. I'm your host, Juliana. Before the episode, I have got to share one of my absolute favorite ride essentials, the Cyc Plus Smart Pump. This little thing goes everywhere with me. It's compact, powerful, and honestly a game changer on the bike. I love using it mid-ride when switching between terrains. I can drop the pressure for gravel and then pump it back up when I hit the road. Super easy, super fast. And of course, it's a total lifesaver in case of a flat or any loss of air. No stress, no hand pumping. Just press the button and go. You can grab yours with 10% off using my code ZONE2SPEAK. Link and details are in the episode notes. Trust me, once you try it, you won't leave for a ride without it. Cyc Plus Smart Pump. Smart, simple, and ready for any adventure. Now, let's hear it for the episode. All right. Today on Zone to Speak, I'm talking to Geivett, one of the coolest pairs in cycling right now, together with Emma. If you have spent any time around bikepacking, you have probably come across Sean's photography, storytelling, and adventures. But recently, a lot of people have also been following Sean and Emma as a pair, showing up at races, adventures, and somehow making it sleep deprivation, mountain crossings, and suffering look fun. Social media has this way of making bikepacking pairs look effortlessly cool, but I truly think they are truly very cool. We'll also dive into Hellenic Mountain Race, what was like, how it was riding together, and whether sharing an ultra race makes it easier or harder. Let's get into it. Welcome to the pod, Sean.
Hi, how you doing?
Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So a lot of people know you now through bikepacking and adventure cycling. How did bikes become such a central part of your life?
Bikes for me have been a part of my life for quite a long time now. Besides just riding around like a little bike when I was a kid, I started being a bike messenger about 15 years ago.
Okay.
So ever since then, I've just had the bike in my life every day. Initially, it started riding like track bikes around, fixed gear bicycles, and then kind of progressed through all of the types of bikes until I kind of landed on ultra mountain biking or adventure cycling. But yeah, I was never really like a super competitive person, but I found that through doing like street races and alley cats that being competitive can be fun, especially in those kind of situations where people don't really care, but there is some competitiveness, so it makes it fun. And then from there, I started racing cyclocross, first like single speed cyclocross, and then geared cyclocross, and I raced on the track, and then I dabbled in road racing. And then, I just never really felt like I excelled in any of those kind of short duration races. So I've kind of always had my eye on like super long adventures and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that too. I'm not explosive, even though a lot of people have told me, oh, you can train for that. But I just found that the ultra cycling, it's so nice because you don't need to be the fastest. You just need to keep going and do well when challenges arise. And I like that. I love the logistic parts as well.
Yeah, that's a key to why I enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because sometimes you have plan A, plan B, plan C, and neither of those come to fruition. Yeah.
Like sometimes it's better to have no plan.
Yeah. That's what I've been finding out. I was always like in the beginning, very stressed on like, where am I going to sleep? I'm going to book a hotel, and then to like, okay, I'm just going to look for where to sleep, but I'm not going to book anything because
right.
I never ended up sleeping there. To actually no plan, and actually even the surprise part of it, it's fun, the element of surprise.
Yeah. Ever changing.
Yeah.
You're out there for so long that who knows what happens.
Yeah. You have always seemed interested in documenting experiences, not just collecting results. What comes
Mhm.
first for you now? The ride, the story, or the photos?
I think for me, the narrative of the ride is the most important, and I think it's interesting that no matter who it is in a race, everyone has their own narrative. Like the people at the pointy end, they're having their own story, but the people at the back have sometimes a much more interesting story, just because they're out there for sometimes like double as long. And then, of course, the people in the middle, kind of like where I am, like we have our own story too. And so for me, the story for sure. I think secondary photos are always like a thing. I don't necessarily like stop all the time to take a photo. That's not the most important thing in my mind, but I definitely always have a camera on me or my phone, or usually I have like a little point and shoot with me. And it's important for me because I like to share, to capture some imagery to go along with the narrative. But also the race is important as well, but maybe that's like the last part. Um, but I think that it's important to note that if a race wasn't part of it, then we would just be like bike packing. Like, you can just go on an adventure anytime. But something about there being the race and the clock always ticking away, it gives you this a push that makes it interesting and it makes you kind of like move through places. And
Yeah.
I think like covering ground is like super fulfilling, right? So
Yes.
I think the race is also important, but mostly the narrative or the story, I think, is the most important.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. And on the race part, I lost a little bit of the racing bug, but I still love going to races because of that, but also it's just so much fun when you are riding and you see bikes and you're like, ooh, let's stop at this cafe. There are other cyclists here, and just
Yeah,
meeting
yeah,
people and everybody,
totally.
have the same mindset. I just love that. You always make like good friends just for spending maybe a couple of hours together on this entire race, but the
Yeah,
connection is so strong.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really charming part of especially like bikepacking ultras because you do end up finding yourself within like a group of people that you ping pong back and forth with,
Yeah.
and it's just you kind of it's like your class of you like finish the race around the same time with these people, and you get to like, experience all the same weather and all the same kind of race as these people. So it's really interesting. And it's typically like people I've never met before because there's such a variety of people who do these kind of events. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a really cool part
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hmm.
If someone looks at your Instagram, they might think you and Emma spend your lives through beautiful mountains, looking effortlessly adventurous.
Hmm.
How different is the reality from the reels?
I think that it's honestly like pretty close for us, at least recently. Like we have been living a pretty dreamy lifestyle of being able to go to these places and experience these things. But the part that doesn't go to the public, we'll say, is all of the stress and the planning, and
Yeah.
especially because we're in like a long distance relationship right now, and I live in San Francisco and Emma lives in Copenhagen, so it's always like a careful balance of spending our time talking about racing and then spending our time talking about like normal people stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think that part is most difficult, because I think that the race is what 7 days or 4 days, whatever, but the rest of the time is planning for these events and making sure that everything goes smoothly with like gear and making sponsors happy and all of that stuff too.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
kind of hard to show all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. There's just so much you can do. And I know how much work it is just for a post to get the pictures and
mhm.
context and all that. But San Francisco, Copenhagen, that's quite a long flight. But luckily, you guys
Yeah,
have all these adventures together. So hopefully,
yeah,
there's not a
exactly.
lot of
Yeah,
time apart.
yeah. We get to. Luckily, we both really enjoy doing these kind of things, so it makes it easy to plan to spend time with each other with these events kind of in mind as well. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So racing solo is one thing. Racing with another human for days at a time is a completely different challenge or not. What surprised you most about racing as a pair?
So far, we've done two races as a pair. We did Alice Mountain Race and then most recently Hellenic. And racing as a pair was really never something that I thought I wanted to do, just because I know that makes things much easier when you can just make your own decisions. You don't have to
Yeah.
barter with each other, or like try and figure out whose plan works better or what makes more sense in the moment, especially when you're doing like something where your brain is very smooth and you're just trying to like get things done. But it really surprised me that it makes it go by a lot quicker, because you have someone who knows everything that's happened within the event, so you can kind of chat about stuff, and you can, a lot of what I do when I'm racing solo is I'm kind of thinking strategy, like very slow strategy, over like how I can either catch someone or stay away from someone,
Right.
and it's always something that kind of I use to just like think about something. And that's kind of nice to be able to like vocalize it and like talk to someone about that same kind of things, like, ooh, what's our strategy, like what are we doing here,
Yeah.
are we just trying to figure it out. I mean, being able to share some of these views with someone is just remarkable. It is difficult to be on the same level always. I think something we're realizing is that like we don't have the same highs at the same time. But if one of us is having a low, we must share the low, which is can be difficult, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to be very like aware of how the other person is feeling, and kind of like don't be like, oh, I'm having such a good time, and the other person's like, I'm not having a good time, and then it's like
Yeah.
that's not how you do it, right? You have to like kind of be like, oh, okay, we're having a bad time, now, like together.
Very
I
well
think that
said.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's really very true. When because I race as a pair as well, and it's
Hmm.
so true that when either of you is having a low, you have to be on that low together. I mean, you pick up the other person, obviously, but you have to
Hmm.
meet them where they are to bring them back up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
yeah,
Because if you're up here and they're down here, and you need to somehow
yeah,
shorten the scales a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But sharing the highs or sharing that view or that meal, it's definitely magical.
Hmm.
And for me, sharing sometimes parts because I'm so scared of the dark, and
Hmm.
or even if it's not dark, if it's completely, what's the word? Like emptiness, I do get a little bit
Hmm.
nervous. So knowing that I have somebody there, it calms me down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that a lot of the times where you're kind of like weary or you're scared of the situation, like for instance, you're riding into the night and the weather isn't good, and it's not going to be any better. It like the fear doesn't come from like a safety thing. It's just you're scared, right? So
Yeah.
it helps to have like, for Emma, for instance, is like she's fearless, and I get a little bit like cautious, about certain things. I'm like, should we just stop and wait for the storm or something? But she's always like, no, like, because if we stop, it's just gonna be worse, and it's true, So like stuff like that, she pushes me forward, where normally maybe I would like ease off or like maybe find some shelter or something. She has experience in bad storms in high places, and so she's really good about like motivating me to continue and just push through it, which
Mhm.
is like something that has been really helpful for me, I think.
Yeah. Well, that was actually my next question. It's really nice to be able to share also strengths and weakness and maybe balance each other off. Like, how did you make the decision to take Hellenic as a pair?
So in 2024, we initially signed up for Hellenic together as a pair. It was going to be our first bikepacking ultra. It was something we had like chatted about, being like, oh, like I've been really wanting to do one of these. I have the stuff because we both did bikepacking a lot. We had the skills and the gear, but we just hadn't really taken the dive into one of these events yet. And so I remember just one night being like, hey, like registration for that race Hellenic is open. Like, should we do it? And we just kind of decided to sign up as a pair. And then maybe like a month and a half out, we decided that we shouldn't race it as a pair because we didn't have the experience of one of these events by ourselves. So we just decided we wrote Nelson, we changed our registration to Stolo, and that was honestly a really good move because I think it's important to have these solo experiences so then you can use that knowledge going forward.
Yeah.
So coming into this year, um, Emma has already done Hellenic, Atlas, and Silk Road. Not in the same year, but two in 2024 and then Atlas in 25. So we were chatting about how it would be really cool to be the first pair to do all three mountain races in the same year. And then Nelson announced that there was a new one in Turkey. So there are
All
now four
right.
races.
Yes.
And we were like, well, this is the year to do it because definitely no one's done all four. So
Yeah.
we were like kind of unsure. We were like, has there been a pair that's done all? I know there's like the couple like Rich and Shonia who have like done them all on a tandem, but maybe not all in the same year. But anyway, we
Wow.
were like, okay, this
Tandem or
is the year.
Hellenic and Atlas.
Yeah, yeah, incredible.
Yeah. That's
I remember
that's a
seeing them and being
testament
like,
to
you
their
guys,
relationship for sure.
absolutely,
For
yeah, yeah,
friendship.
yeah. So going into this year, we were like, let's just this year, that's our goal. We're just going to do all four of the races together and see how that goes. Over the past couple of years, we've done a lot of the same events, but not as a pair. And we're always, at the end of the day, we're racing each other. And sometimes Emma beats me, and sometimes, very rarely, I beat Emma. And so it's kind of been like a fun
That's fun. Yeah.
competition between friends. But we decided that we're both similarly enough speed wise and kind of the way that we go that we would give it a go as a pair. And Alice was the first test of that, and it went really well. So Hellenic was good too, and we're looking forward to Silk and Taurus. So yeah,
You guys picked like the toughest series to do it
yeah,
as a pair. Hats off to
uh-huh.
you.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
When you look back at Hellenic Mountain Race, what's the first memory that comes to mind?
For me, the first memory is when you are once you leave Metsovo, which is about it's like maybe 380K or 400K into this route. It's like the last big city on the before you kind of head back into the wilderness, and you leave the city, do this really long climb up to like I think the mountain is called like Mount Sana or something like that. And then once you take that peak, you're like kind of descending through this really vast, open, big mountain. It almost looks like Kyrgyzstan or something. It's just like very, very sublime and like big and kind of wild feeling. And that when I close my eyes and I think of Hellenic, I think about when you crest the peak and then you see that because the first year I did it, I did that in the dark. So I like had no idea any of that existed. I just saw, the track in front of me and some cows here and there that kind of scared me. Being able to like see that view I was like, oh my, I missed this. Like this is the best part of the route. I think for me that's like the most burned into my memory image for sure.
Well, very nice. You got to see it. That's the thing
Yeah,
with
yeah,
ultras. A lot of times we're passing through places in the dark and you see pictures afterwards or a video from someone else and you're like, what?
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I did biking in Brazil and then I felt like there was water around me, but I wasn't sure what's happening. And then later on I saw a
uh-huh.
picture. I was like, wow, I remember
Yeah.
exactly when I passed here, but pitch black.
Not really. Yeah, totally.
So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Going back to racing as a pair, a lot of people assume that riding with someone makes it easier.
Hmm.
Does it? Or does it add complexity on making decisions?
I would say that it doesn't make it easier. I think it definitely makes it more complex. Like I was saying earlier, like it's way easier to just act on your own instincts and
Yeah.
do what you need to do, whether it's change a layer or grab extra water, you just want to top up your bottle or something, or even just stop for a moment and stretch out or like
Yeah.
enjoy something. You don't get to do that. I mean, you can, but you also have to make sure the other person needs to stop. We have like a rule where if we're stopping, we need to do two things. And if we don't like, if we both don't have two things we need to do, then we wait until that happens. So I think it's definitely like more complex. You really have to, you both have to finish. So it kind of goes back to, you know, the highs and lows also, you have to share those. So I think it's much easier just to like, just go on your own.
Yeah.
But they're not easy events to begin with. So adding another layer of difficulty is kind of, it's rewarding, I think.
I agree. I think it's rewarding because I enjoy having the company and the psychological safety of it.
Mhm.
But absolutely, you have twice the chance of a flat tire, twice the chance of something else happening, or twice the
Mhm.
bathroom breaks, or yeah. And
Exactly.
then
Yeah.
if you don't sink when you're hungry and you want to go to the bathroom when you want to sleep, then yeah, you
Yeah.
can add the little complexity level there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, like I tend to faff quite a bit. You know, like to, you know, as the race goes on, I'm moving my things around, and you know, sometimes I'll be doing something. I look over and Emma's just like kind of waiting, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you handle when you are both exhausted and trying to move forward?
I think every time it's a little bit different, depending on the scenario or like what our goal for that day is. You know, how depending on how far out we are, but typically like I'm like very good through the night. I have like my sleepy time is like midday. So like maybe from like noon until 2 p.m. is kind of when I feel the most like I could just fall asleep wherever. And I think for Emma, her like witching hour is maybe from like 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. or something. So in those times, like I love riding at night and I love riding through the night. It feels cool to me. Like you get to really, I don't know, riding at night feels faster, or it just feels like you're in the void, you know, and then the sun comes up and you're like, oh my God, it's a whole new day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that when we're tired, what we've realized is that it's nice to, instead of just chatting at each other, it's nice to like listen to some music or a podcast or something. Or like if someone is really tired, then that it's the other person's job to kind of like make sure that they're not falling asleep on their bike, and to like, you know, be like, oh, should we like brush our teeth? You know, someone has to kind of be the adult in the situation, you know, and like be like the main character of the decision making at that point.
Yeah.
But we haven't really had like a situation where we had like a complete breakdown of we need to sleep right now or something like that. And typically we find ourselves in some pretty bad spots when it's time to sleep, so we kind of have to keep going anyway. You know, it's not time to sleep yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like chatting with each other and asking silly questions and talking about our future and stuff like that. It's like kind of a way that we keep going. Yeah.
In successful pairs, usually people bring different strengths
Mm-hmm.
to it. What do you think Emma does better than you, and what do you think you bring into the partnership?
I think that Emma is much more efficient than me. So like it stops, like we stop for a resupply, she's like on it, she's like, I'm gonna go grab snacks, you like lube the chains, or she's like the boss in the situation, because I'm just like, oh, like I, if it was me, I would just take a seat and like chill for a little bit, you know. But Emma's like has a plan, and we try and like make the resupplies and all that really quick. And also, I'm like really bad at waking up, so you know, when she is like, "Hey, wake up, it's time to go," I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Like, otherwise, I'd be like, maybe 10 more minutes, you know, maybe a little
Yeah.
more sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but I think that, yeah, I think she's a bit more race minded than me. I think like she feels the pressure of the race more than I do, which is good because it keeps us moving and not like, you know, in races before I've slept like 6 to 8 hours a night sometimes, and
Mm,
that's kind of unnecessary. You know,
yeah.
like I'm finding that 4 hours is plenty of
It's the
sleep. You know,
sweet
especially
spot.
if
Yeah.
yeah, if you're outside and it's not going to be good sleep anyway, why lay there for 6 hours? So
Yeah.
I think yeah, Emma really, her logistics and her yeah, her ability to like think quickly and clearly in times of like stopping and doing logistical stuff, I think that like helps me out a lot. That's something that definitely a strength of hers.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. On this sleep, my pair, Juliet and I, we both like to sleep. So we usually are very efficient, but I'm sure, like you said, if she would, I wouldn't dare suggest, but if she suggests 10 more minutes, I'll like, yeah,
Yeah,
for
exactly. Yeah,
sure.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
I'm glad you
Like one
asked.
more hour? Yeah.
It's like when you want to take a break and you don't want to say, and you're like, do you need a break? Like you're
Yeah,
offering.
yeah. Hmm.
Uh, so you seem equally comfortable talking about experiences and competition. Do you still
Hmm.
care about results, or is the experience becoming more important now?
I think currently, like, I do care about results. I think it kind of, like, if I didn't really care about results, then maybe I wouldn't do the race. I think that I like to push myself in a competitive way, and getting a result is always, it's not the main thing, but I don't just do the races just to for the experience. I know that the experience happens regardless of if you're racing or
True.
not. So I think that, yeah, like, it's still hot on my mind. Yeah, I think that, like, these last two races we've done as a pair, like, yeah, we're not just doing them. We're trying to, like, do well as a pair, and hopefully, like, get first place or podium at least.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I think that
It's
as long
definitely
as
a
I do these races,
motivation.
yeah, it keeps us motivated. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole
Yeah,
reason, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So
So Hellenic is already considered one of the toughest races around. What's the
mhm.
next adventure? I mean, you said you're going to
So the
do
next,
the all Nelson's races, but what it's like
yeah,
immediately next?
yeah. Immediately next is Silk Road Mountain Race in mid-August.
Wow.
So coming up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, very soon. And that one for me is the most intimidating, I think, because of I just know the vastness and the emptiness, and how, like, at Atlas in Morocco, like, you're always around something. Like, you're going through little villages all the time. You may think you're alone, but you look off in the distance and there's, like, some dude crouched down, like, chilling. So, like, you're always around people, and Hellenic is super easy in regards to, like, resupply and water and
Okay.
everything. Like, you're very the food in Greece is amazing, and it's plentiful, and like, you're never really, like, truly too far from something. But in Kyrgyzstan, like, you're out there.
Yes.
You if something goes sideways, you really have to be on top of your plan, or you have to be ready for that to happen. And
Yeah.
although they do say that, like, Kyrgyzstan is you can bet on it being kind of the weather and stuff, like, it's for sure going to be weird. So you, like, know going into it. Whereas, like, if some weird storm happens, like, you're like, oh, thought it was the desert, like, so it's kind of, like, hard to prepare for that. But going into Silk Road, it's like you're preparing for the worst, kind of, right? Or at least in my mind, you're, like, got to be ready for Kyrgyzstan. I mean, it's just a different beast. But Emma's done
Yeah.
it before. She's the
Oh,
Yeah, she's the person with the sage knowledge. So this one, yeah,
cool. Yeah, I would be scared like a long distance without any supply, but not just because of that, just because also I always try to be as light as possible. I'm really not strong. So having the bike heavier with supplies
yeah,
scare me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, like, being able to, not eating all of your food or drinking all of your water. It's, like, definitely more to think about, pacing wise. And yeah,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
not really. I feel like at Hellenic and some of these other events, you can really kind of push yourself to not quite failure, but you can push yourself to you're really, like, empty,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna be okay. But if you push yourself to zero out there, like,
Yeah.
it could get dangerous. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's something to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to follow you guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a few fire chat round. So who chooses the route?
Which is the route? Like, the race?
Yeah.
Emma.
Better navigator.
Yeah, yeah. She's always looking at the computer. I follow her most of the time. Yeah.
Love it.
She knows time's coming. I'm like, oh, okay.
Who is the better mechanic?
Emma.
Wow. Better at
Yeah.
finding food.
Uh, hmm. I think I'm better at that because I'll eat more random stuff than she will.
Okay, okay. How about who is better at convincing the other to keep going?
Oof. Emma, once again, she has the snake tongue. She can convince me anything.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
If your pair had a team name, what would it be?
We go by the Slow Squad Department of Speed Management.
Wow, I like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Who talks more?
Emma talks more.
Who gets grumpier when hungry?
Emma.
Oh, she's winning, or
Yeah,
not
yeah.
that it
She's
is a
got points. Yeah,
competition.
yeah, yeah.
One thing people think about bikepacking couples that's completely wrong.
Hmm. I think that people must expect us to fight a lot while we're out there, or like argue and bicker. Like maybe we would at home, even though we don't. But I think yeah, people always like expect like, oh, it must be like couples therapy or something. I'm like, no, no, no. Like if it was like that, I don't know that we would be doing it. I think we genuinely are very like good to each other out there, and yeah, I think that's a misnomer that people think we like argue and fight about everything. It's not true.
Yeah, completely agree. I think if you do one, it will make you or break you. So, yeah, because Juliet and I are the same. People are like, oh my God, you guys argue. Like, that's one of the top questions. And it's just like, no, we're very supportive of each other. It's very easy. And
Totally.
yeah, so
Yeah, like if there is some sort of discourse, then it's usually solved within 5 minutes.
same.
It's not like something
Yeah,
we sit and pedal in anger at each other for the rest of the day. Like it's
yeah,
pretty, it's
yeah.
either we kind of are able to dial in on what caused us to be upset about something. So yeah, it's never really like a thing. Yeah.
What is a non-essential item that you bring with you, like a bikepacking luxury item?
Hmm. Bikepacking luxury item. I usually bring like a pillow, like a little blow up pillow, and I know that may to some may be
Yes.
essential, but I don't think I don't need it. It has a leak in it also, so I have to like re-blow it up every bit. But that's something that I carry with me, and I use. But also I always carry this little pony. It's like a little like horse figurine
Cute.
that Emma gave to me for Christmas some years ago, and yeah, I just always have that with me, and I always bring it out like, "Hey, pony's here." It's kind of
Nice.
a
I
silly
I
little
have
thing.
this
Yeah,
little plastic thing. I mean, it weighs nothing and takes no space, but I mean, my
yeah,
daughter is a teenager now, but when she was very little, she gave it to me to give me good luck. So, oh,
yeah.
she said it was a mermaid skin. So,
Oh, man.
very
Okay.
special.
Yeah, nice.
um,
Yeah, something like kind of funny when you
yeah,
find it and you're like, "Oh, I have pony."
yeah. One snack you could eat forever during a race.
Ooh, one snack I could eat forever. They have these like peanut butter filled pretzel like little nuggets
Yum. Oh, I
in
seen
the States.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, and those are so good because they're salty, peanut butter, they're savory. You can
Yeah.
just like keep eating them. They don't melt or anything. So I think those good. Honestly, anything with peanut butter, I'm huge on peanut butter. So yeah, I could just eat a jar of peanut butter the entire time while I'm out there. I wish it didn't weigh as much, but
Yeah. Yeah, those are really good. I forgot about them because I lived in the US for quite a while. So now you made me remember them. I'll be craving them.
yeah, I don't know why I can't find them anywhere out here. Need to import.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Sean, such a pleasure talking to you. You and Emma make
yeah,
things look effortless, and you look so cool, and you're such an inspiration. And I hope you can put a word in with Emma for her to come on the pod. I would love to talk
yeah,
to her.
yeah. I'm sure she's absolutely down. Yeah,
Awesome.
appreciate you for having me. Yeah,
My pleasure. Thank you.
yeah. Nice chatting.
And that's all for today's episode. I want to thank the listeners for tuning in. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider following, leaving a review, and sharing it with your friends.